Very well traveled, like I said. You just mentioned all kind of championships he's held. Not only that, but he's had a couple of tours of Japan. Chase Brown has pulled off a lot of big wins lately before the injury.
These two locking up. And Chase Brown, Cauliflower, gets Steve Corino into the corner. And he's asking for a clean break. And Corino sitting there saying that Cauliflower Brown pulled him by the back of his hair.
Psychological warfare.
And Steve Corino, he's been doing this for 20 years. If you don't believe me, all you got to do is look at the t-shirt that I'm wearing today. I do, in fact, have a King of Old School 20th anniversary t-shirt. So Steve Corino definitely knows what he's doing. But Chase Brown, he's no slouch. He's very intelligent and very crafty in the ring himself. Corino now has him in the corner. Tries to go for the big wide punch, but Chase Brown showing his speed and just gets out of the way.
Well, you know, a lot of our matches tonight have started off where you'd have a lot of technical wrestling, but with Chase Brown dodging a punch right off the bat tells you that Corino is not worried about technical wrestling. He's going for the kill.
And right off the bat, Steve Corino made no friends whatsoever here in Union, South Carolina. Coming out here, talking all sorts of trash to the fans. But not only that, but he walked to the ring with the devil himself, Thomas Simpson. But right now, Chase Brown, he's got that arm wringer. And Corino goes to the ropes, and this is going to break the hold.
You know, by the way, I was going to say this. I don't know where Mr. Simpson went to, but I can assure you one thing. If things get kind of looking kind of bad, which I don't know. We had to watch to see what happens. Simpson will interfere. I can guarantee you that.
Well, one of my fondest memories here in Trans-South Wrestling, the last time that Thomas Simpson interfered, another legend in the wrestling business, Terry Funk, took that kendo stick and just went to town on him and practically half of the locker room of Trans-South Wrestling.
Yeah, he gave him a couple good licks, and that kind of calmed him down for a little while.
But right now, Chase Brown and Steve Corino. Going at it, and Steve manages to get the arm. It drives the shoulder into the arm, and Steve Corino, he's a very smart man. He knows the injury that Chase Brown just recovered from, and I think that's what he's going for right there.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not sure if the fans at home knew about this, but Chase Brown, he had a tear in his pectoral muscles, and he also pulled some strains in the shoulder muscle as well. So he is medically cleared to wrestle here at Trans-South Wrestling, but that doesn't mean that he is 100%.
Well, we don't know that for sure. We don't know if he's a 90% or 100%. We just don't know.
But right now, Chase Brown, he's got that top wrist lock on the King of Old School. And he's got him down on one knee. And this is a very painful hold. And this can, in turn, also tear the pectoral muscles and those shoulder muscles as well. So it's almost like if Chase Brown is kind of dealing out some of his own pain onto the King of Old School.
Kind of looked that way, and Corino is going for the trunks. He's going for the hair. Couldn't get nothing. You can tell he's just itching to do something.
Wait a minute. And Steve Corino just wrapped that arm around the top rope there and then just drove the elbow in to sting that arm a little bit.
He did not break clean at all.
Right now, neither men really on top of the other. Pretty much been even fault match. But they lock up again. And Chase Brown, applying that headlock onto Steve Corino. And Chase Brown, he's just wrenching that head to the delight of the fans here in Union, South Carolina. I'm telling you, Dan, the fans here, they just love Cauliflower Brown.
If you keep doing that, just how you're going to wind up with a cauliflower ear.
Exactly. You can see that forearm. That's directly over that ear. Whip to the ropes. Shoulder block. It didn't take Corino down, but it sure as fire sent him right to the other side of the ring.
It knocked him right into the ropes.
And ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand this. As a man who has been in the ring with Cauliflower Brown, I can tell you right now, he is probably one of the strongest men you'll ever step in the ring with. He loves to go to the gym. He loves to lift the weights, but he's also very versed in the technical wrestling arts. And he does everything that he can to up his game and to make himself a much better wrestler. And right now, he's going to have to prove that he is a superior wrestler with probably one of the best wrestlers of all time. But he's going back to work with that headlock, and it surely is doing the trick here tonight in Union, South Carolina.
Right now, he's got him in some trouble, big time.
Dan, I'm sure you got a good view right now of Corino's tights. That doesn't say live or live. You notice that big E in red. If you read it backwards, it spells evil. That's a thing that came from his time in Ring of Honor with former Ring of Honor world champion Kevin Steen. But then Steve Corino answers back with a huge, huge shoulder tackle. And that really did take a little bit out of Chase Brown, considering that he's still recovering from that injury of his.
I'll tell you what, he came off the ropes with that tackle and really kind of got the better of Chase Brown.
It's a very unusual matchup, seeing that it seems like these guys are just kind of taking their time, but you can notice the kind of power that these guys possess as they're going at it with each other. Slow and methodical, but it's definitely doing the job, and this is what we're loving to see here in professional wrestling. Hip toss by Cauliflower. And the monkey flip.
From a standing position.
And Chase Brown surprisingly getting the upper hand on Steve Corino.
I think Corino decided to get out of there to slow down the pace. But, you know, the monkey flip caught me off guard. But can you imagine what it did to Corino? I don't think he saw that coming.
Absolutely not. But Steve Corino, and like I said, this is a former multiple-time world heavyweight champion, holding championships not only here in the United States, he's been to Japan, he's been all over Europe. So he's very familiar with being in that ring, but I don't think he's ever been in the ring with somebody like a Chase Brown, who's very unique in himself.
Can't help but notice that Thomas Simpson has made his way back into the arena to watch, and I hope that's all he does do.
Right now, Corino and Chase Brown look like they may lock back up again. See what they can do. And Corino looked like he was trying to go for a hip toss, but Chase Brown counters with another monkey flip out of nowhere.
Seemed to stun Corino. This time he does not retreat, but he's in the corner to try to buy himself some time.
And Steve Corino is clearly frustrated and shocked over the fact that he's being bested by Cauliflower Brown. But the fans here in Union, South Carolina, they're really into this matchup.
Corino is hobbling around a little. I think that he might have landed on his hip.
Hip of the tailbone, either one, really painful. And Corino going for it again, blocking the hip toss and blocking another hip toss. Chase Brown, and another monkey flip.
Man, that's like 3 or so in a row tonight, isn't it?
That's 3 in a row. And with Corino landing on that lower base of his spine, takes a wild swing and misses. And a big punch by Cauliflower Brown. Irish whip. And Steve Corino, he ducks out of the ring.
He's trying to change the momentum here.
But Chase Brown, oh, he answers with a clothesline right off the apron.
On the outside on the floor. And Brown smart to throw him right back in the ring.
And Steve Corino is begging him off, offering his hand. What do you think of this situation, Dan? Do you think he wants to really shake his hand?
I don't think he's going to fall for that, I hope.
Oh, but he sends Chase Brown into that corner posted turnbuckle. And it's right there on that injured part of his body. And Steve Corino, being the crafty ring veteran that he is going for that weak limb.
How can you be so gullible?
I don't know, maybe in a moment of weakness, Chase Brown probably was thinking, after all, it is Steve Corino. Maybe he's showing some respect. It's easy to forget that these veterans, guys like Chase Brown, look up to guys like Steve Corino and other veterans, thinking maybe they'll show some respect. But right there, with that single-arm DDT drop, Steve Corino shows no respect to Cauliflower Chase Brown.
He just nailed him with that, and he could be setting him up to re-injure that shoulder.
Chase Brown, he's definitely favoring that shoulder and that pectoral muscle. But Steve Corino sees this opportunity to take advantage of it. And he definitely will. Sends him back into that corner post. And the referee is going to have to get some control over Corino.
13 minutes gone.
But wait a minute. And Corino just punishing that arm of Chase Brown. Wait a minute. No. Referee Chris Moisture's got to do something about that. This is not a no disqualification match. This is not a hardcore match.
Well, I see Freddie Vanderford watching, so, if something gets out of hand, I'm sure they can say, hey, let's stop it. Oh, well, wait a minute.
Whoa, wait a minute. The referee was distracted. He didn't even see what happened. Steve Corino just took that chair and wrapped it around that shoulder of Chase Brown, who had his arm propped all the way around that corner post in the ring.
I don't even know if our promoters saw that or not either, but Freddie's out here, but evidently they're going to let that one slide.
Well, somehow the referee wasn't even looking at Corino or Chase Brown, so he was able to get away with it, and that could have very well tore that shoulder apart. But Chase Brown trying to fight back, but Steve Corino answers back with a shot, but Chase Brown answering with another forearm shot, and Steve Corino answers back with another punch. It's almost like two titans not wanting to give an inch. None of them wanting to go down.
Slugfest for sure.
Oh, but a huge slap in the face. And oh my goodness, huge exploder suplex. And Chase Brown running in. with a big forearm shot.
That stunned him for sure.
I think Cauliflower Brown was trying to go for that double wrist lock.
Head scissors.
Ducks the line, and oh, huge Superman-like punch right off the ropes, but only a 2 count.
Really close right there, Cole.
Very close indeed, Dan. Chase Brown trying to work off that injured shoulder and taking it to the king of old school. STO by the king of old school and goes for the pin. The STO, a modified judo takedown hold.
It's kind of like a reverse Russian leg sweep.
Absolutely. The point was to just drive that head to the mat as hard as you can. And he sure did. Cauliflower looks like he's got the Krispy Kreme look in his eyes. His eyes are looking a little glazed. But Steve Corino goes back to that shoulder and arm with those vicious headbutts.
Chase Brown in trouble here. Wait a minute, reverses it. Boot by Corino. Got an arm lock.
I don't know if Steve Corino was maybe going for a Fujiwara armbar, but Chase Brown reverses it. Northern Light suplex.
Two count, only 2.
A beautiful Northern Light suplex. Almost winning the match, but Corino able to get that shoulder up before the 3rd count. Well, let's see what Chase Brown has up his sleeve.
Some sort of suplex attempt, but Corino blocks it.
And Corino's got him down with the Fujiwara. This is a very, very painful arm lock. Because what he's doing right now, he's just pulling that shoulder backwards. And with the injury that Chase Brown sustained not too long ago, this is really going to be more painful than ever.
He's got him in a world of trouble. But Chase, if he's smart, can get to that rope. There he did it.
Corino has a 5 count to break the hold. And he lets go at the count of 4.
Very, very reluctant.
Right now, Steve Corino, he's just kind of sitting there, just kind of, I guess he's kind of basking in the glory that he's got Chase Brown on the ropes. But Chase Brown fighting to get to his feet. And Corino's just going right after that shoulder again, relentlessly, and taunting Chase Brown in the process. But Chase Brown answering back with some huge forearm shots. Goes to the ropes.
Corino has a top wrist lock with the, like a chin lock combination. I thought he was going for a sleeper.
But somehow Chase Brown manages to whip him out of it. And, drops him with the suplex.
Belly to back suplex. Corino kicks out.
But Chase Brown has got the king of old school down, but he's going to have to do something else to stay on top of him. And he's going for the double wrist lock.
With a body scissors combined.
And Corino rushes him to the turnbuckle to break the hold. Chase Brown, catches him with a super kick. And Corino answers with a suplex of his own.
And now Brown is in all kind of trouble.
And the Northern Lights bomb, and that could be the match. And Chase Brown rolls out of the pin. Wait a minute. And gets the double wrist lock in. He's got it locked in. Wait a minute. Steve Corino